open a shelter in November, close it in April, and it was men, women, and families. Well, after about 6 or 7 years, the numbers just grew. And so instead of 10 homeless women, it was 25, it was 30. And so it got to the point where it's like, why is it seasonal? Because it opened from November to April. It really, I mean, it's hot in the summer here, right? So, but New York always did it during those months. So we kind of said, okay, well, we got to do it during these months. That's the only thing I can actually figure out. But when the numbers started to grow so large, and I can remember going down there, and there'd be like 300 men on one side, and then we would have like 10 families, and like I said, about 25, 30 women. And what I observed is a lot of the women would just come in, and they want to know where their cot was. They would want to make their bed, and a lot of times they wouldn't even eat dinner. They were just so happy to have a place to lay down. And I remember one woman had this big old baggie full of medication. And, I said, do you want me to help you? And she said, I don't know how to take all of these things, but what I really want is a home. And I thought, oh, geez, And we had very limited services there. In fact, there was not a full service shelter for women in Maricopa County at all who were homeless. And I'm like, so that was my goal from that day forward, was to try to figure this out. And so when the numbers got so large, I went to the city of Phoenix and I said, listen, this isn't working. Too many people, and the needs of our families and women are not being met. Too much. I said, let Cass take all the single men, and we'll take the women, and we'll take the families. And so that's what happened, and then we did it year-round at this Watkins warehouse. And we did the best job we could, with the resources we had. But I knew it was not enough. And our numbers started to grow until we got 145 women. So, very limited services. But unfortunately, these women had to go back out on the streets during the day, because the agreement that the city made with that neighborhood is that that they can, we'll keep the families here, that's okay, but everybody else can come at 5, but they have to be gone by 7 in the morning. So the women would come in, we would feed them, they would take showers, and we had some health services, but then we'd have to start busing them down to downtown again. And you can only imagine all of these women on the streets in downtown Phoenix and the things that would happen to them. And when people used to ask me, what keeps you up at night? That's what kept me up at night, is wondering what are these women doing, what's happening to them during the day. Because a lot of times they would come in and we would start a service plan with them, and then they'd disappear. And we wouldn't know what happened to them, for sometimes weeks. So that wasn't good enough. And so I made a deal that when this hotel, Caddy Corner, and actually it was run by Native American Connections, they had a residential program they were doing there. Dee I knew had other plans. I said, when you get ready to sell that, let me know, because I want it. And I had it in my head that would be a great woman's shelter.